Hey guys, welcome back to News to Astonish. We discuss comics, movies, games, and more. And today we got some more news regarding the new God of War, along with Horizon Zero Dawn sequel, Horizon Forbidden West. But we're mainly going to be talking about God of War Ragnarok. That's the sequel to God of War that we got for the PS4 back in 2018. Supposedly, that game was set to be due by at least the end of 2021. But to nobody's surprise, the game was delayed to 2022, and understandably so. And before I get into this topic even more, I want you guys to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I post videos on a daily. At least I try to. And I do live streams. At least I try to as well. I have not done any live streams lately, but I usually do it on Tuesdays and Sundays between 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and join my Discord. The invitation to that is down in the description box below, where you can engage with a lot of people like yourselves who are into comics, movies, games, and more. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the article. Now, this article is published by Matt Wales, who's a reporter, published on the Eurogamer.net. God of War Ragnarok, which was originally announced for PlayStation 5 release in 2021, has been delayed into next year and will now also launch on the PS4. Confirming the news on Twitter, developer Sony Santa Monica Studio explained that it had made the decision to push God of War Ragnarok's release back into 2022 in order to maintain the safety and well-being of its team. Of course, you guys know that we got the big C happening right now. Probably not as bad as it used to be, at least early last year. But remember, they are worried and they're concerned about the safety and the well-being of their employees. And that's very important because without these people, we wouldn't even get the game that we are so longing for. So since the release of the next God of War teaser last year, the full statement reads, "We've been humbled by the amount of love and community has shown us. We're incredibly grateful to see so many people excited to experience the next chapter of Kratos and Atreus' journey. We remain focused on delivering the top quality game while maintaining the safety and well-being of our team, creative partners, and families," the developer continues. "With this in mind, we've made a decision to shift our release window to 2022. In addition to God of War Ragnarok's revised release date, Sony has confirmed that the game will be a cross-gen title, as well as eagerly awaited PS5 racing sim Gran Turismo 7, and will be making its way to PlayStation 4 alongside the previously announced PS5 version." Now, before I continue on, that right there, that set of news that this title being a cross-gen title has gotten people quite upset, but I have something to use, to deflect against those people that are very upset. And actually, this is actually quite a smart move on Sony's behalf. And I'll explain a little bit more into detail as to why that is a smart move. So let's go ahead and continue and finish on with this article. So Herman Holst, head of PlayStation Studio, shadowed the news as part of an interview on the PlayStation blog, where it makes sense to develop the title for both PS4 and PS5 for Horizon Forbidden West and the next God of War, GT7. We'll continue looking at that, he explained. And if PS4 owners want to play that game, then they can. If they want to go on and play the PS5 version, that game will be there for them. And obviously, for PS4 owners right now, if let's say you get God of War on PS4, and down the line and sometime in the near future, perhaps a few months from now, 6 months from now, a year, even 10 months, whatever you want to say, if you get a PS5, then you'll be able to play God of War Ragnarok for free, because you wouldn't buy the same game twice. So it's really not that big of a deal. God of War Ragnarok is the second of Sony's big first-party 2021 releases to be pushed back into next year. A delay for Gran Turismo 7, blamed on COVID-related production challenges, was announced in February. According to Holst, it's currently unclear if Horizon Forbidden West will meet a similar fate. For Horizon, he revealed, "We think we are on track to release this holiday season, but that isn't quite certain yet, and we're working as hard as we can to confirm that to you as soon as we can." So it's looking pretty good for Horizon Forbidden West, but I wouldn't hold my breath so much. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the reception to these news about Santa Monica, talking about how this game is going to be a cross-gen. Now, I was able to go to the Santa Monica Twitter page and the Twitter announcement, and some of the responses are like, God, really? At least some of them are positive, some of them are a bit negative, and some of them are just down right in the middle. You got this response right here who says a delayed game is eventually a good one and a bad game is bad forever. I responded with something here, but right now it's not showing because I posted it kind of a lot later than usual. So best of luck, team. Take as long as you need. Now, normally I always encourage game developers to take their time because a rush game is never a good final product. And list of people that saw this coming, everyone, I sort of saw it coming. A 2021 release date for a sequel when the first one came out in 2018, a little too good to be true, and it sounds like it would be like too rushed if it got released only a short 3 years later. I can wait at least almost another year, honestly. So is it me or every big game is being delayed lately? Well, no kidding, man. Yeah, yes, it is being delayed, especially what we're going through with like the worldwide pandemic. Yes, it's okay to want a better game, but I think it's dangerous trend where devs hide their poor project management behind the promise of a better game. I'm not saying this is a case. I'm just curious about this trend. It's not a trend at all. Sometimes these things happen. If anything, more than often, they're happening nowadays than they ever did back then. But delays are nothing new. And understandable, what's confusing is why PS4 is well shaking my head. Well, to answer that question, why PS4? Well, if you really think about it, we're only about, let's see, 8 months into the current new generation. The PS4, there's still a market for that. The majority of the people, we're talking about millions of people, have not had a chance to buy the PS5 because it's been out of stock and will still look like it'll continue to be out of stock into next year. And on top of that, since there's a market for the PS4, Sony doesn't really want to alienate those customers. The customers that have a PS4 are good customers. There are my friends that I know that still have a PS4 that they can't get the PS5 because it's out of stock everywhere. So it's actually a very good idea. And like I mentioned before, for these people to develop games for the PS4 so people will have a chance to play the sequel. And then when the PS5 comes, they can happily replay that game free of charge just by getting the PS5 and re-downloading it, because you can't buy the same game twice, and it's not a good idea for Sony to charge you for the same game twice. So if you had a PS4 in the past and you bought games like say Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, for example, that game is available to you for free on the PS5 since you have the original copy on the PS4. So what is the big deal? You'll get a PS5 eventually for those of you who are looking for a PS5, and you'll get to play this game for free. Obviously, what's really important is the experience of the sequel. So it was obvious, but why is everyone announcing the game so soon just with the logo or something like that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, it actually does make sense to me. They're announcing it just to let you know that they're working on the sequel. So quit your whining. Yeah, I really don't care. The kid was annoying in the last one. You can cancel this game, and I still wouldn't care. Well, you're just sadly pessimistic about it. Haven't been able to get a PS5, so take your time. All you need, heck, the rate. Let's plan on 2023 release date and year. I can finally get a PS5. LOL. Well, he proves a good point, and the good point about this, comments right here is that the key is time, and what I mean by that is obviously in the meantime, those who can't get a PS5 right now, because I'm sure that Sony recognizes this, those people who can't get a PS5 right now at least will be able to play a newer game. I mean, you look at games like Spider-Man and, of course, Ghost of Tsushima, Detroit Become Human. Those are phenomenal, good-looking games that really take advantage of the hardware system. Yes, it's a bit antiquated now if you really think about it for the PS4, but it's still a phenomenal-looking game, and you can only imagine how much better it's going to look like once you get it for the PS5. So in the meantime, enjoy the experience of the sequel on the PS4. For those of you who don't have it, I'm really sorry, but enjoy the experience for it. And at least be a little bit grateful that studios like this are releasing a copy or version for your console. Clearly, there's a market for it, and I give kudos to Sony for not alienating the PS4 players, because games are still being developed for the console. Games are still being sold. There's millions of people that still own a PS4 who have not had a chance to get a PS5, and I think it's a phenomenal idea, honestly. So kudos to Sony. Keep developing games for the PS4 in the meantime, so that way you don't alienate your customers who only have a PS4. And for those who have a PS5, kudos to you as well. Yeah, at least you get to enjoy the experience. People need to stop thinking that they're not going to get the full experience if they don't play the PS5 version. Now, another thing about this is that, yeah, sure, they're developing the game for both, the cross-gen. Just because it's for the PS4 doesn't mean you're not getting the full experience. You're getting the story, and it's the same story for the PS5. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys tonight. What do you guys think about these set of news about God of War being delayed? Obviously, to me, I don't think it's really that much of a surprise, but it makes sense. I mean, if a studio takes their time with developing a game, I'm sure the outcome will be a better product. And that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.